In this video, I will talk about the orange soul. It is shown in various parts of entertainment and advertising. This first image comes from a Google Doodle. As you can see, there is an orange color scheme to it. The exterior shape looks like two things to me. The first I thought of was a battery, like a AA or something. The other shape I thought of was a UFO. If you look at the end of it, there seems to be a UFO on its side. Next, there's a snake interwoven with the Google name, but instead of an apple like in the story of Adam and Eve, there's an orange. We've heard of the phrase apples and oranges. Apples cut in half look like a magnetic field, so it's possible Adam and Eve went through a portal of sorts when they left the garden. The orange is a portal of sorts itself. It's sitting on top of the serpent's head, much like in Robin Hood, when he shot an apple on someone's head with an arrow. So, the arrow syringe piercing the apple magnetic field portal. So the orange on top of the serpent acting as a portal also, possibly on the forehead or the pineal gland. The orange itself is a hybrid fruit that originated in Southeast Asia. That's right, the orange is basically Chinese. But it has roots in India and Myanmar also. The orange is a hybrid of the mandarin and the pomelo. It is 42% pomelo and 58% mandarin, so the number 58 shows up again. The number 58 shows up many times in regards to the Orange Man. So is Trump just called the Orange Man because of his tan? Well, as we explore the orange soul, we will find out. When looking at the etymology of the mandarin fruit, I learned that the Swedish term mandarin appelsin means Chinese apple. Yet, we are told not to compare apples and oranges, that they are different. But in the case of Sweden, they think of oranges as the Chinese apple. So in one sense, they are similar. Oh, before I forget, the orange serpent Google Doodle was for the Lunar New Year 2025. So Google created this image for China. For them, it is the year of the snake. In this next image, I came across a Gatorade ad as I was looking at something on my cell phone. As the ad says, you know they got it. Yes, many people did get the it. But here they're saying they have it. Are they going to put it in the Gatorade? Then the ad states, the game is won on the inside. The average person will just say they are talking about sports. But what is the hidden meaning? Some people might think the way to win a war is by building bigger weapons. However, our true enemy is going smaller, using genetics and nanotech. These Satanists plan on winning the war against God by going inside. How will they do this, you ask? Well, after 2020, we all have an idea. The next line in the ad asks, is it in you? Notice that they capitalize the word it. So what is it? Once again, most of us know what the it is by now. Here's an image of Stephen Colbert from 2020. As you can see, he is holding the Stephen King book, It. He held this book as he was doing one of his syringe scene segments, shamelessly propagandizing the population. What else about the Gatorade ad? Well, the Gatorade logo is known for a bolt of electricity as a part of its logo. Then, of course, Gatorade has the word gator, which is a reptile. So an association between the reptile and electricity. An association between the serpent and electricity. And yes, I know that Gatorade was invented in Florida. Florida is known for its swamps and gators, but also known as the Orange State. It all works together. We must remind ourselves that there are hidden meanings and nested realities. So notice that the football player is sweating orange. The it is inside him already. Then notice the jersey of the athlete. He is from the team the Ravens, a bird commonly associated with evil or gothic themes. So far, then, we have a connection between electricity, the swamp or dark waters, the reptile, the it that comes from a syringe, and the hybrid orange. But maybe that's all coincidence. Next, I'm going to show you an image from the cartoon South Park. It comes from the episode Goobacks. It aired on April 28th, 2004. That's the 118th day of the year with 247 remaining. It was also the 118th episode in the series, so that's 218s. The day it was released and the episode. Coincidence? I think not. What does it mean? I'm not sure yet. But what else about this episode? Well, the Goobacks are from the year 3045. They are illegal immigrants from the future. They've come back into the past looking for work. Notice they come back in a sphere similar to the Terminator. There is also electricity striking the sphere, the womb. They are called Goobacks because they are covered in a purple goo when they arrive. Makes me think of the black goo, but this is like a metaphor for birth, as the bald immigrant is birthed out of the sphere womb, covered in a certain substance. Almost like time travel for them relates to birth. In this next image, we see multiple Goobacks outside an apartment. Now, something to notice about the immigrants is that they are all bald. They also all have an orange tint to their skin tone, kind of like an orange man. By the way, I fully expect Trump to shave his head at some point. I should also point out that Trump was 58 years old when the Goobacks episode aired in 2004. Another 58. In an episode about orange people, time travel, and illegal immigrants. But think it's far-fetched to think these Gooback immigrants have orange skin? Notice right next to the immigrant women, there is a basket of oranges. So this not only confirms that they are orange people, but also hybrids. And they are all bald. The shearing of the sheep. But are these the only bald people from the future? Well, many people are familiar with the film I Am Legend. In it, there were bald mutants, a result of a cancer cure gone wrong. Go to Enter the Stars for his decode on that movie. Another movie people might be familiar with is THX 1138, a 1971 George Lucas film about a future dystopia, a time with android police and the citizens were bald. Don't forget that Lucas now hangs out with Elon and Kanye. Back in 1960, there was a movie called Beyond the Time Barrier. I found it to be a very interesting movie, but for now, I will just cover what relates to this video. In this movie, there were bald mutants also. They were the result of a cosmic plague. So I guess that means something came from space and landed or crashed on the surface. Spores or a virus? I don't know. Maybe NASA was involved. In 1964, another time travel movie appeared. It was called The Time Travelers. There were bald mutants in it also. They were the result of a nuclear war in that story. I watched this movie years ago. When I skimmed through it recently, I found something that ties into the orange soul. I forgot the scene where they discuss hybrid oranges. They came up with a way to quickly grow produce underground. And of all the fruit they would depict, they picked an orange. Not a banana, not a papaya, an orange. In a movie with bald mutants like from South Park. Remember, they had a basket of oranges. Here's the clip.
These are hybrid oranges, our vitamin C supply. Larry, let them have a taste.
In decoding, this is what I would call an element. The oranges and the bald mutants aren't directly tied together, but exist in the same story, the orange hybrid and the orange soul. I should also note that in both Beyond the Time Barrier and the Time Travelers, there is one character in each that is a mute. This reminds me of Planet of the Apes. Well, it's time to wrap things up. A journey into understanding the orange soul has begun. Is the orange symbolic of a genetic hybrid? Does it represent two souls or spirits in one body? Or multiple spirits in one body like Legion? Or something else? So yes, there will be another part. There's plenty to cover. So as always, thanks for watching, and I hope this helps. Pray to Jesus and thank Him He is still with us.